Hi.
Hello, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
Quite okay. Quite okay. It's the morning here in Slovakia, so
Yeah, yeah,
well
yeah,
rested.
yeah. I'm calling in from Africa. At the moment here, it's 8 a.m., 32 degrees Celsius. So for the occasion, I have a polo on, but normally I'm a little bit lighter. But how's the weather at your end?
Quite sunny. The winter has already come, but it's sunny, so nice.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Hey, listen, you are quite a while with Sociis Group, and we are very, very happy to having you. You're one of the first members at our end and a founding member, as we know. And we intending this interview with some questions for the audience to get to know you exactly, who is Jan and what Instea stands for. And in this way, we can inspire the audience and our members on our end doing exactly what you need to do, right?
Yes.
So, Jan, to just jump into it, what is your personal purpose in life and how does it align with your professional goals?
So I have studied informatics, so as a programmer, and therefore lot of things in my professional life is around it. And therefore, this was one of the reasons why we have started Insta with my colleague from college. And for my purpose, I would like to achieve that people are working on the topics they are enthusiastic about, and they don't do this boring stuff like copy pasting from Excel to another Excel and so on. So, and this is also what is Insta about. Through the automatization, through the well structured applications, we try to achieve that people are working on the things they are enthusiastic about, and this boring stuff is done by computers.
I totally agree, and I think you're definitely doing a good job, and it's definitely also by inspiring the people because nobody is motivated when they have to do boring stuff. So inspiring
Exactly.
to do better things, nice things, innovative things like you guys are, I definitely know and see that this is working. So going a step further on this, how do you see your company's purpose contributing to a better world?
So what we are, I would say that when people have joy in their work, we are usually at work like 1/3 of our times or one half of it. So it's time which nobody will give you back, right? So you should have joy, you should have fun to be at work, and so through this automation, we hope that people will focus on their relationships, on their on something creative. So this is one part. On the other side, we try to we select the customers, and we act ourselves in a way that we are conscious about the environment, about the groups of people who are helping others, and we try to help them to do their job best.
I love it. I really love it. I love your mindset as well, also for the company, because authenticity and integrity is definitely key. And like you said, choosing your clients as well, and giving that governance with your staff by inspiring them is definitely the way to go. So I can only cheer this. I really love it because in this way, like you mentioned, last time I read, we are actually sleeping 27 years of our lives. I say, wow, we can't stay awake all the time. Like more than that, we are at work, and most of them don't have their own blueprints. So we are working for a company, in this case, you as the company owner. And if then you can also share your blueprint, your vision, your mission statement about doing good for them, and also spreading that all stain, that's very, very strong. So I definitely believe in what you're doing, and I think it's a very nice thing.
Thank you.
How do you integrate your personal values into your leadership style and decision-making processes?
So in Insta, what we created is a really free company. In the meaning, what we learn the people who come to Insta is to be self-sufficient. Also, they are free to make their own decisions and to somehow align them with the purpose of the organization, but they are given trust to do so on their own. So of course we teach them if we believe it should be, or how things work, but at the end of the day it's their freedom and their responsibility to do so. This goes to hand with the transparency. So we are very transparent and about the operations of the company, about its vision, about its state. So even this is particularly hard with maybe more negative in negative sense. I believe it's very helpful that everybody is well informed and is aware about what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. You follow that process. So once you have, for example, your client as a customer coming in, and you're working through your leadership and the customer community, building together that trust momentum. Do you also have that follow up for a longer period after that relation building? You also do this with customers?
Yeah, definitely. So for example, when we are working with our customers, there are always like three parts of people. So one of them is of course the developers and the team. Then they have assigned the project manager, which is always doing this day-to-day decisions and day-to-day work. But every month we usually our account manager, many times it's me personally, is checking with customer if everything is okay, what are the grand vision for our cooperation, and so on and so forth. So we usually work in the way that we are one team with our customers. So either we bring them in our team or we join their teams if they already have the IT departments, because the best cooperations we had and most successful projects we created were in the fashion that we work together towards one goal. So as it is said, so when you want to walk fast, go alone. When you want to walk far, join.
Love it. I love it. No, I totally agree that mindset. And that's the reason also why I personally always then connect with Gabriella, your number one player also in your team. And she's wonderful, by the way. But I'm
Thank you.
always happy to connect with the people like you are doing to understand what's happening. How can we feel what's going on? How can we support each other? And that's very, very keen these days of life. Perfect. So how has your company incorporated environmental, social, and governance factors into its business strategy?
So again, my belief, the actions are the ones who decides, and so we are doing it in our day-to-day decisions. So as one of the examples, we are headquartered in Bratislava, capital of Slovakia, and when we have chosen the position of our offices, we did it democratically, that everybody could say their preferences, but also with high respect to the position, that nobody doesn't need to take the car into the office, and they can use public transport or have walking distance from the offices. So we ended up in the center, but it really plays off. So from the, I don't know, 20 people who are coming to our offices, only maybe two are using the car, which are outside of Bratislava. So this is in this way, we really taken the environmental responsibility into account while doing our decisions.
Love it. Can you share some specific examples of your company's social impact initiatives or philanthropic endeavors?
I see. So, what we are yes, we have helped many nonprofit organizations during our time. So, for example, one of them is a small organization which has organized the conferences for the parenting and for the education of the children. So parenting and elementary schools, psychology, and so on. And we have created for them a application for their conference, which enabled participants to talk to organizers directly and talk between themselves.
Love it. I love it. I love it. The integration that you do, and also for the application, because everything what we discussed also in previous questions, that everything is driven by purpose, right?
Yeah.
And and of course, for many companies, the big companies, they are mandatory in Europe, everything which is regarding ESG, and some of them are, of the most of them are really checking the boxes. But what is also important is that not only for the company itself, but even for yourself as a leader, and also for your employees, is like, if everybody can find their purpose, and also following the purpose, the time which you also mentioned, that's priceless,
Yes.
is spent well, because
Yes.
that's way more than everything that business is about, right?
I believe I couldn't agree more. So I have seen this all over the place. So the people who are driven by their passion, by their purpose, are so much easier to work with. Gets the at the end of the day, also the customer is much more happy because he sees this passion, he sees this purpose, and actually the quality of the service is even tenfold higher. So really nice.
I totally agree. How do you personally contribute to social causes or charitable organizations?
So basically, usually through work. So I'm not a fan of just giving one time donation and forgetting about it. I'm the causes which I'm passionate about, I usually work with. So for example, this conference which I mentioned, I was the project manager there, and yes, mostly about around education I'm interested. So
Yeah. Education is key. Education is key. It's what
exactly,
Nelson Mandela as well mentioned, is the strongest weapon, and we definitely need to, because that will solve all the problems literally in the world once it's given rightly, right? So we have
exactly.
we have a job to do, and technology, innovation, AI definitely can bring this. What are the biggest challenges and opportunities you see for companies in integrating ESG into their operations?
So biggest challenge I see is, so most of the companies are for profit, right? So they need to generate the profits for their employees to provide financial stability for their customers for the same reason, and of course for the investors and owners. And so many times also when we were doing these decisions was that many times we would like to provide some service with discount or for free, but the financially it was not possible. So somehow integrating these decisions together and somehow making it work that actually the projects we are working for profit have the purpose for both environment and society is biggest challenge, I believe, in this world. So,
Yeah, I agree.
and
I
I'm
agree.
happy that companies are starting to think about it, starting to worry about it, because I believe it is possible, but we need to get creative how to achieve that.
Yeah, definitely. And don't be mistaken, because even when we speak about for-profit and non-profit, even the non-profits, everybody needs revenue, because
Exactly.
everybody's needing revenue, because everything needs to cycle. So it's only the mindset, how we can create that revenue, how we can collaborate and doing business together in a different atmosphere. Because definitely also the mindsets and the communication, there are two different worlds. If you have the corporate world, which also the SMEs and the big ones are in there, and you have like the non-profit world, charities, NGOs, foundations, etc. They're speaking two different languages. Now bringing those people together, focusing on the for-profit and revenue making also under the non-profit umbrella, definitely makes sense. And I think and I feel and I know, because I'm talking with many people, there is a shift. And that clarity in mindset will definitely again bring the purpose for themselves, joy, passion, and motivation into their work life, and also into their personal life, and will establish a lot of joy and creating that momentum, because then the money follows automatically.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm totally with you on this one. So the purpose is like guiding light for you, and the money follows. So I like the idea. I will follow up on this purpose because I liked it very much when we were visiting our customer Nagel in the United States. So we flew there to really understand their business. So we visited their logistics centers in Chicago, in New York, and talked to management, to the people in the warehouses, and so on. I believe it was in Chicago where I had this strong feeling about they are driven by their purpose, because Nagel, or their subsidiary in States, is delivering the human transplants and the blood and COVID vaccines and so on and so forth, and also targeted therapy. And the manager at their logistics center was that, guys, it needs to be bulletproof. It needs to work like a charm without any problems, because if we ship it incorrectly to the other state, to the other city, somebody could die actually, and somebody could get harm. And it was so nice to see him in that he was driven by the purpose, that he understood the complexities and the overall picture of what could happen, and he really made sure that it's working flawlessly to 100%. So, and I'm always very happy when I see this, because then also we can bring this type of thinking into our team and well understand that, okay, this needs to be 100%. So we introduce some testing there and really make sure that the quality is
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I like the anecdote, and it's a really nice story as well. And again, I totally believe in this. And once if we start to reflect on ourselves, and every individual, if you're an entrepreneur or even an employee working for a company, making that blueprint for yourself from exactly what do you want to do, what's your purpose, reimagining or rewriting this for yourself. And you know, we as entrepreneurs, we know how to create the blueprint of the business plan. You create the business plan, you get a financial plan, and then mostly you start to fit it into your life, because you get married, you got children, you got everything figured out. Sometimes you don't have to figure it out, it just happens, right? And it's there. Then you have the family, and then you have the business, and then you're happy in the business, but you need to get everything aligned, right? And then you get people in there and they're following your blueprint. But if somehow you can have that open conversation, creating that purpose for a bigger meaning with all of you in a group's effort, then you're going to move mountains for sure. And it's totally different mindset. And yeah, I just love it. I really love what you do, and I'm supporting you in everything what you do.
Thank you very much for these kind words.
Are you open to collaborating with other businesses, individuals from different industries to create a greater social impact?
Yeah, definitely. And I believe we have a very unique position to do so, because oftentimes when we are working with organizations, we help them to be more efficient with what they are doing. So actually, it was very funny for me to understand that when we started this, the Insta, I was over time getting a lot of information from a lot of different industries, from like education and logistics and fintechs and startups, and actually we were also painting the music, so crazy stuff. And it was always part of the job, was always very personal to me to find out about the industry, about the topic, and to find out how it works, and try to make it more efficient, to make it that it could be done faster with less people, and that people can really focus on their task at hand. So definitely. And actually we don't have any limitations when it comes to topic. So we have found a way how to really jump into topic very easily, very systematically, and actually it many times helps our customers to retrospect, because they are these experts, and experts many times need to understand what are their customers, what are their partners up to, because they don't have this expertise, right? So we give them some kind of mirror and make
Yeah,
them
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I
structure
totally agree
their
because
service.
mostly they are in their tunnel vision also, and they are experts specifically on what they are doing. You have to mirror them in the reality of the stakeholders, because shareholders become also stakeholders. Everybody's aligned. More and more people are following specifically on their business practices, on their industry, and going in open borders. So definitely, I'm inviting you as well. I know you are also in the club. The club is moving as we speak. You can see this. It's really interesting because there's also system thinking, working with people from MIT. They have some white papers, working with industries together as well. I really would like to invite you over there to see what is happening. A lot of mind blowing, and of course, in your atmosphere, MIT is definitely the space to
Yeah,
be.
definitely.
Voila. Okay. So here we go, Jan. What are the main barriers to effective cross-industry collaboration in achieving social impact goals?
So many times what we have experienced is that people are uh, skipping the problems and working directly towards the solution. And I believe it is necessary to well understand the problem, not only personally, but also within the group, and then together come with the solution, because then you can hear thoughts from the various people and really come to a solution which helps the most. And we've seen these many times that our customers or our partners came that, hey, it should look like this. And hey, hold your horses. We need to understand it, what you are up to. And then many times we have seen that we came together to a simpler, easier, and much more efficient solution. So this is one thing. The second thing is, for me, a culture and the transparency. So we need to understand each other, what we are up to. And many times I've seen this, that we need to work out differences and understand each other. And for me, the third one is self-awareness. Many times with environment and social programs, many times the motivation is not so clear. So they are being misused for marketing. They are being misused for I don't know, actually ESG grants, right, and so on. But for me, it works best when you believe it, when you put your heart where your words are, and in this way we can truly change the world. But we need to find this purpose, and if we succeed at that, it will be very nice world to live in.
Definitely. Love it. I have one last question. Actually, one last question, which I haven't mentioned to you, but it's going to be very easy. It's going to be very clear. So, Jan, if you would tell your younger self what you know now, what would you tell him, and how can you inspire him? What are the things that you would like to learn him, your younger self, when you start a business?
Be patient, be decisive, and be playful. So at the end of the day, it's one big game we are all playing, and actually it makes sense to try everything. So and see what sticks, and see where your passion are.
I love it. I would like to thank you for your time, Jan. It was very
Thank
inspiring. I loved it. I'm sure the audience love to see and hear more about your beautiful company in Slovakia, Bratislava. They are amazing. They're doing a lot of fun things. You can find Jan and the company with Gabriela also at Sociis Club. You're gonna love it.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Jan. Bye bye.
Okay, see you around. Bye bye.